Just a couple of clarifications, I guess we could say. A comment was made several times that we were somehow, the Board of Commissioners were somehow involved in this latest effort, or the several previous efforts to pass a levy. Those two, the last two, have been citizen-initiated levies. The Board of Commissioners had nothing to do with it other than to say, I'm sorry, I don't know what the dubious look is for, but that's what it was, that's how it happened. So if you don't want my explanation, there's no need for me to continue that one.
Jim Goodwin has been requested to develop a generalized budget of, with the answer to the question, what does it cost to operate the juvenile justice system, to see whether there might be an interest, a hypothetical figure, using a figure of $2 million. That's what it costs, and how much is needed to get there. Is there a possibility of it having a levy for that particular, that everybody understands, is designated for that, so that the juvenile justice at least can get up functioning or whatever. So he's already responded to some preliminary information on that.
I will never promote a tax, property tax, sales tax. I personally, as a commissioner, will never support that. I supported the first one back in January right after we got elected, and it went down into flames. Okay, learn my lesson, good deal. I just look dumb, I'm not stupid. It has to be generated by the people that are going to be asked to pass the tax. If that can't be generated by them, what in the world advantage would it have if I or the Board of Commissioners leads the death march, because that's all it's going to be.
Of course, we have to have everything in sometime, I think, in early February for the May ballot.
26th.
February 26th. Okay, so it's not early. So late February. We can get it all together.
Shoot for early February, so Pat doesn't freak out.
But if this, do you want? I mean, is this something we
I want to think about it? Is the May ballot the best ballot?
No, I think it should be the November ballot. Generally,
What do you want to think about that? I don't think that it is. If I were going to do it, I wouldn't pick the May ballot.
The reason I picked the May ballot is if it passes, or whatever we pass in May, it can be billed on the taxes in November. If it goes on the November ballot, 2016, it can't be billed until November 2017.
Right.
You can build a budget in 17 around expected revenue. 16, 17.
No, I'm not averse to giving it the old college try.
I resent the implications that somehow I'm an unethical individual. I'm sorry, I'm not going to just kowtow out of that kind of baloney.
Okay.
Anything else?
One more thing.
Yep.
I put this on there was something that I would like to propose. I know we've tried so many things, and I know Commissioner Heck has said he wasn't going to support any more levies, but there's one thing we have not tried. And this is one that I've been out talking to a lot of people, and they say, well, why don't you just put it out there, like one thing, where people can vote on each function. So there'll be one for jail, one for deputies, one for juvenile, one for DA. And it's a separate measure for each one with a dollar value attached to it, so many cents per thousand. And that way people choose, okay, the jail's important to me and so is juvenile. They don't have to vote for all of them. They vote for their choice. It's like a smorgasbord or a menu item type of thing. And we've never tried it before. And this is something that I'm hearing more and more out there. They said, we can't afford the whole enchilada, so to speak, but we can afford a couple of them. And that may not be ideal for us, but I've come to the conclusion that something's better than nothing, which is what we have right now is nothing, and not getting better. So I asked the information from finance as to what it was in fiscal year 11 and 12, which was kind of like the last time we had any full funding, and I've asked him getting this year's on comparative.
It wasn't, let's just be clear, that was not full.
That was not
funding.
full, I said closest to full
Yes,
funding
right.
that we had. The most recent that was closest to full funding. It was not full funding, by the way. I know that. Sorry, thank you.
No,
If I didn't say that clearly, thank you.
That's, yeah.
Yeah, but that was the last time that we had anything that was close to the funding in the recent last number of years.
It's a good goal. That would
It's
be
a good
a great
goal.
place to be.
And that's where we start, that's where we would start. And I can put together some numbers if you think that this would be something that we could put out as a board for people to say, to actually act on what they're telling me out there, that we can't afford it all, but I can pay something less to get some of it. And of course, then that would definitely help us bridge this situation that we're running up against, where we probably will not have secure rural schools funding after the cliff.
Why would this not be one of those wonderful opportunities for citizens groups, whether it's SOS or that kind, to work a citizens initiative with these kinds of stipulations?
Make the May ballot?
Yeah.
Is the May ballot the best ballot?
No, I think it should be the November ballot,
What do
generally.
you want to think about that? I don't think the May is, if I were going to do it, I wouldn't pick the May
The
ballot.
reason I picked the May ballot is it passes, or whatever would pass in May,
Right.
it can be billed on the taxes in November. If it goes on the November ballot, 2016, it can't be billed until November 2017.
Right.
You can build a budget in 17 around expected revenue. 16, 17 can be built around expected revenue in 17. You just bridge it.
I have said myself personally, I'm not going to support the initiation of a levy from the board. I'm not going to support, and I've maintained that for 3.5 years. And I'm just not, so I don't know where that has its life. I have a pretty good idea, but because untruths that are told over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, they do take on a life of their own. And that becomes truth in people's minds.